Okay, video number 3 for the revival methods for stress and heat related issues. Now I'm going to show a way to deal with breathlessness. If someone is having trouble catching their breath, having trouble breathing, then stand them up, take a hold of their arm and your arm like this, and you're going to pluck this tendon right here while you're walking them around. So walk them around, pluck this tendon right here. That's going to put you at lung 5. Okay, and as you continue walking them around, then slide your finger about 2/3 of the way up their arm to lung 6. Okay, firm pressure right here at lung 6. And then if you wanted to, as you're walking them around slowly, you could also hit the lung 9 point on the wrist crease here at the base of the thumb. If you want to hit both lung 9 acupoints at the same time, okay, I showed this in the drowning revival methods video. You can either cross your arms or have her cross her arms, either one, and then you can easily get your index finger right at the lung 9 point. Again, on the wrist crease, right at the base of the thumb, you'll feel the depression beneath the bone there. And at this point, the person should be breathing better. They should be okay. They just need to maybe sit down and relax for a little bit. However, if they're still having trouble, then, okay, now, if they're still having difficulty breathing, then get them down on the floor, face down, and you're going to want to locate the bladder 17 points on both sides of their spine. I've already located the bottom of her scapula. My middle finger, my thumb, is right below the lowest angle on her shoulder blade. She's ticklish, so this is hard to get. So bladder 17 is going to be roughly in this line, the bottom of the scapula. Find their spine, and it's going to be about 1.5 tsuen to the outside, each side of the spine, or 2 finger widths. Okay, so get your fingers right there in line with the bottom of the scapula. Okay, use your thumb, and then again, like I've mentioned before, your yi directs your chi, and so you use your mind, your intent, to direct chi through your thumbs, through their back, down into their chest, as you're pressing on these 2 bladder 17 points. Okay, now after that, then get the person sitting up, and you kneel down behind them, and either your knees or your belly is against their back, and what you're going to do is you're going to claw that person's chest. Okay, so get into the intercostal spaces, the spaces in between the ribs, and you're going to claw to the outside through the upper chest, and each time that you claw, pull them back over your belly or back over your knees, whatever. If it's a guy, then next go to the mid chest and then claw in between the ribs 3 times, bending the back each time. Obviously, if it's a female, skip that part. Then go to the lower ribs, below the breasts, and the lower chest, same thing, 3 times like that. Dig in, stretch them back, and you're doing this to open the chest to make it easier for them to breathe. Okay, now for fainting. If a person has fainted, you didn't catch them, they fall down. If they're face down, then get their arms straight down to their sides, uncross their legs, straighten their legs out, pull them over towards you, okay, and then when you get them on their back, you could put their hands on their abdomen, but they probably won't stay there. Lift their head up, get your knee underneath their head, then pick up their shoulders. Okay, if they're unconscious, they're not going to cooperate like this with you, but you're going to want to get them up so that they're leaning against you. Okay, now the first thing that you're going to do is, and I showed this in the hanging revival video, find do 13. If you look at the base of the neck, the prominent bone. The spinous process of C7 is right here. T1 is right below it. DU13 is in the depression underneath of T1. Now with a cupped palm, you're going to want to strike just below DU13 because you're going to be striking upwards. Again, use your mind to direct chi into DU13 up towards the top of their head, and you're going to slap into this area several times. Like this. Okay, now, and in this procedure, at whatever point that they come to, that's when you stop. Now after that, move this here over. After that, you're going to massage the muscles on the back of the neck. Kind of dig your fingers into the muscle to separate it from the bone, okay? And just vigorously, you can see that I'm not using that much pressure, but she's still wanting to lean her head back. And you're going to use a little bit more than that. You're not trying to hurt them, but you're trying to be vigorous because you're trying to revive this person. So several times up and down the neck like this. And then next, you're going to go onto the upper traps here, and then again, vigorously, you're going to pluck these tendons maybe 8 or 10 times, okay? And you're going to do this hard enough that if they were awake, they wouldn't want you to do this. It would probably hurt. But as they're unconscious, they're not going to feel it, and so you aren't going to concern yourself with if you're going too hard. And you're going to pluck, like I said, these tendons upwards, and what you're doing is that you're sending a vibration down into their liver, and that's going to kind of piss their liver off, and then their liver is going to send chi up to the top of their head, which is what you want with this one. Now, if they're still unconscious at this point, then you're going to want to pluck the muscles on both sides at the back of their armpits. If they're unconscious, they're not going to be ticklish. And so, like I did here several times, vigorously pluck at these muscles, and then in the front of the armpits, same thing, several times. Okay, next, you're going to, just a little bit. Okay, next, you're going to pluck the biceps muscle, again vigorously, trying to pull this away from the bone, not trying to hurt them, but you're just trying to, you're really trying to get their liver's attention with this, okay? And then pluck the bicep muscle away from the bone several times, and then go down to this tendon, just like in the breathless method that I showed you, same thing, several times. Pluck at that one. Okay, now let me see where I am. Also, when you're up here at the trapezius, look for the SCM muscle. Hopefully you can see that in here. This muscle here, pluck at the back of the SCM muscle on both sides. Stay behind, because if you go into the front here, then you could knock them out, which would be the opposite of what you're trying to do. Okay, and then, where the heck did I go? Okay, now you're onto the hands. Okay, so massage and rotate each finger on both hands, like this here. I won't do every single one. Go through every finger. Massage and rotate the finger like that, and then start plucking each finger fairly hard, kind of like a puppy biting. Go right here to where the Jingmo points are on the fingertips, and then pluck it a few times on each finger, especially the pinky finger, where heart 9 and small intestine 1 are, especially there. Pluck that good, both fingers, both hands. And if they still haven't come to, usually they are by this point, but if for whatever reason they're not, then go up the middle of their back and nip at their skin. Okay, and I don't know if you can hear that from over there, but you want to make their skin pop if you can. Everybody's built differently, so some people you can do this easily, some not. Okay, but a few times, go up here and pop the skin in the middle of their back. And then after that, if you remember what I showed before with the breathlessness video, as you're, again, you have them leaning against you, and then you want again to open her chest. So about 3 times on the upper chest, if it's a man, 3 times in the middle chest, and then at the bottom of the ribs, same time, bending them back as you do that. And if you happen to go through this entire sequence and they're still unconscious, then start back from the beginning and do the whole thing again. Okay, now for a simpler, less dramatic faint revival method. You pick them up, lean them up against you as I described before, so they're not going to be sitting like this, right? They're unconscious. But from behind, reach across, and again, now cut, do 26, governing vessel 26 right here, and then also do 20, which would be 5 thumb widths behind their hairline on the center line, and then your hand, then you're going to want to firmly press pericardium 8, which earlier I showed would be right here. Okay, so firmly stimulate pericardium 8, and then go up to pericardium 6 that I showed earlier in this video and also in the hanging video. So from this crease, it's 2 thumb widths, and in between these 2 tendons in the middle. So firmly press pericardium 6 and also liver 3. Now her socks are on, but if you remember before, you just follow in between these first 2 bones, okay, right back here when just before they come together. Strong stimulation here at liver 3. And then next, you're going to want to massage rim 6 or conception vessel 6. I'll show you kind of on me where it is. Find a person's belly button, and it's 1.5 tsuen, or 2 finger widths below their belly button, which would be right where my belt buckle is, okay, on the center line. And you're going to massage like this. You're going to massage rin 6 with the idea of drawing chi into that point. And then you're going to go to stomach 36, okay, which is another really useful point. To find this, you go 4 finger widths below the kneecap, and then 1 thumb width from the center line, the very front, the very center of the shin bone, about 1 thumb width to the outside of that, and then you have stomach 36. Now you're going to do the same thing. Okay, you're going to massage around stomach 36 with the intent of drawing chi into this area and then sending that chi up their body. Now in the hanging revival video, I showed moxibustion on kidney 1 on the foot. If you have a moxa stick, a sage stick, a lit cigarette, anything like that, you can use that to do moxibustion here on stomach 36, both right and left side, and then again making sure that you don't burn them or raise any blisters. The moxibustion here will bring that chi to this point and send it up much faster and much easier than acupressure will. But if you don't have anything to do moxibustion with, or if you're not clear of what you need to be doing, then again, just work that and then use your mind to direct that chi into this point on both legs, and then up through their head. And I really suggest that you watch that hanging revival video and listen to what I had to say about moxibustion. Okay, now I'm going to close this off with a very simple technique for dealing with stress or anxiety, anger, whatever. This isn't something that you would do to someone else, although you could instruct them, to do this, or you can do this for yourself. Anytime that you're feeling negative, fearful, or angry, or just stressed out in general, whatever, all you're going to do is you're going to take a hand, put it on your abdomen, on your belly. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to just focus on your breathing. So as you inhale, you're gonna allow your stomach to press your hand outwards. It's not going to be a large movement, it's going to be small. And then as you exhale, let your hand ride your stomach back in. And you're not pushing your stomach in with your hand. Okay, after you've done this for a while, you won't need to use your hand at all. But in the beginning, it helps you to understand what you're doing, and it helps you to keep your focus here on your lower dantian, because this is where you want your mind in. If your mind is scattered, your chi is raised because you're angry or whatever, this will bring it back down and calm you down. Now, this isn't from the class that I took. This is something different that I just want to add here. So take several slow, deep breaths. I'll take a couple here. Inhale, okay, push your hand out, and then exhale, let your hand come back in. Everything is calm, there should be no tension. Inhale, push your hand out, and then exhale again, let your hand go back in. And it would be best if you did it a little bit slower than what I'm demonstrating here. Abdominal breathing should be slow and deep and controlled, never rushed. And like I said, if you do that when you're feeling upset, then that'll help to center you. That'll bring you back again. And just keep in mind, if you want to somehow bring about world peace, you can't do that until you bring peace within yourself first. So wherever you're at, sitting at a desk, walking, driving a car, whatever, when you feel the chi rise inside of you, then just do this really simple breathing exercise to bring that chi back down and bring your focus back to the center where it should remain. Okay.